Hi, everybody. David Dilling here from Markzware. Today we have Eddie Aguirre. Eddie, how are you?
I'm doing good, Dave. How you doing?
Great. Eddie's all the way over in California. I'm in the Netherlands. Eddie is a software engineer over at Markzware, and today he's going to give us a sneak preview of a new technology from Markzware, and that's what we need your feedback on, because it's actually planned to be a product. We're calling it FlightCheck Express. Before we jump into that, though, let me just give you a quick little update where we are. PDF Markz, the replacement for PDF DTP, is going to be coming out very soon, probably within 2 or 3 weeks. That will then complete our Markz-line. So you have ID Markz, QXP Markz, and PDF Markz. It's very exciting. In the meantime, which ties in now to why we have Eddie here, we've been working in the background. The engineers have been working on a new FlightCheck to replace the older FlightCheck, which still is in use by quite a few people and quite popular. And it's really exciting. The problem is it's not going to be coming out tomorrow. That's going to take several months, probably more direction a year. So this FlightCheck Express is kind of like the precursor to the coming FlightCheck. And we really need your feedback on this. And Eddie's been working really hard on this interface and other parts of the FlightCheck with the other engineers. And it really looks fantastic. But we need your honest feedback. We ask you to leave a comment below, send us an email on sales@markzware.com. Let us know what you think. Is this a product you would buy? Is it something you'd like to see in another Markzware product as part of another product? Or is it something that doesn't interest you at all? Just be honest, because that's what we want to hear. We're really happy with what we've developed, and Eddie's done a great job. It's nothing to do about that, but yeah, just give us your honest feedback. And we're going to have a beta invite at the end, so stay tuned to the end. We'll let you know how you can get a hold of the beta and try out what Eddie's going to be giving you a sneak preview of right now, the new FlightCheck Express. So Eddie, throw it over to you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dave. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here.
Okay.
So this here is the new user interface for FlightCheck Express. You can see it's been completely redone from the ground up, taking advantage of our same preview engine for all the previews. Same just like the other Markz products.
Right.
So you get real high resolution previews. You can zoom in. Again, here, we have an inventory view that displays a lot of the document details in depth. We have this kind of first, what we call an inspector, which is meant to give like a visual representation of what's going on in the document. At a glance, you can see if there's missing images, if there's embedded images, things like missing fonts or inactive fonts. Goes into more depth into the file info here. Page info, all this is customizable. Those could be added. And
it's cool, Eddie, if I could just interrupt. If you scroll back up again, you have a facing page, but you also see that it's a web document.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
As opposed to go over here to InDesign document, so this is for print.
Right.
Non-facing page is there. So
that's really neat. Sorry. Yeah, that was really a nice one.
No problem. So yeah, all the fields are customizable. You can remove and add them. Things are not important to you. You could, limit this down to what you need to see. If you don't need to see sections completely minimize those.
Right.
As well as moving sections up and down. So, for some people, maybe colors is the most important thing, so they'll want to move that up to the top. It's all flexible, customizable to whatever the user needs. One other thing is the table sizes. If you're looking at a lot of data, you could do an extra large table. If that's not really that important to you, you could do a small one.
Right. Neat.
Another thing is you could export the table data as CSV. If you just need to dump that into a spreadsheet for some, if you need to do some sorting, calculating.
Yeah, job estimating.
Go right ahead, Dave.
Yeah, job estimating, that could be good, really great for that.
Exactly. So here's like we're looking at fonts. If you click on one, you get a detailed view over here. And it has actually a preview of the font. Gives you some details there. You could show in Finder. And it actually takes you to the font. If you needed to do something like that. features offer a lot of the same kind of information here. You can see the detail view. It actually takes it to you and takes you to the image in the preview, as well as displaying the details of it. And again, if it's a linked image, you can do the show in Finder or open it. Let's see if I can find an embedded image. Here we have an embedded image. You can actually extract it. If you need to use that, choose the format. You can extract that in, name it, and where you want to save it. So that's a pretty handy feature.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it is cool. Yeah. Yeah, that was fantastic. One thing I want to show, one thing Eddie touched on, I want to show how it works. Another thing I think is really cool that I don't think Eddie showed. Check this out. So I'll take another test file here. I'll drop it on FlightCheck Express here. And now what's cool, you can click like on these things and you can get hyperlinked. I can go to a color. And if this was a unique color, I can actually copy the color, like a Pantone color or whatever. So then I can use it in Illustrator or Photoshop, whatever, in design, or send to a colleague. I think that was really cool. But this is neat too. If I click on images, if I click on an image, it hyperlinks me down to where the image is in page 29. I get a preview of it. I say, oh yeah, that image. Well, I want to adjust it. I'll make it a little bit bigger or whatever. I can click show in InDesign, and it takes me into InDesign, but also right to the image. I mean, look at that. That is really neat. That's something that people always wanted in FlightCheck as well. We used to had a go to problem. It would launch a document, but it wouldn't take you the exact page, and we'd select the problem. Now we're selecting the actual potential problem. If this was missing, it would take you right to it. If now I wanted to make adjustments, I go in there like that. I could do whatever I need to do and get back to work. I love these label bars right down the street here in Delft. But anyway, that's really one of the neat little things. And you'll notice in a little feature, if we save a file, save modified, recheck it for you. Great professional little feature right there. And then we go right down to the image, now a little bit bigger and a little bit twisted, but we don't see that here. Anyway, I just wanted to add that in there.
And you could filter the different tables by, if it's used or seem like pay, different values there. So that kind of goes over the inventory. It's meant to be really flexible, give a lot of information.
Yeah. Interject here is that many years with FlightCheck, many people would use FlightCheck without even really doing anything with the ground controls. They were just getting it to get information. And this gives us a lot of information on the file. So, yeah, could be quite interesting for potential users, I think.
Exactly. And, we do alert the user to, some of the most important possible print problems, like missing elements.
Right.
We do highlight those in the pages, how many missing images each page may have.
Right. Real vital things.
Right. Down the road, we do, for full FlightCheck, we do want to add more ground controls, customizable. But
oh, yeah.
First iteration. We may find this is usable for some users. This may be enough.
Well, one thing for sure that's neat is the preview, because all the years of FlightCheck, it's always been asked or commented, oh, it'd be cool if you had a preview, and now we have a preview. So
exactly. We want to look at the reports. It's a lot of that same information that's in the inventory view over here, but we have different formats. You can output an HTML, RTF, plain text, and XML. So the XML and JSON is really, if the user wanted to put this into some kind of automated workflow, maybe they need the data in a database.
Yep.
Or for the HTML, it's a really good looking view if you just want to send that back to a customer or send it along with the file. Something that, real visual. The RTF as well.
I know a lot of people using FlightCheck even still today that use FlightCheck, they're still printing out these reports. So I guess these are all printable, of course. Well, of course,
Right.
Yeah.
And even, from then we had customers that would take the text reports and parse them to be able to put them in a database.
Yeah.
So there's always a question: can we do XML or JSON? So
yeah,
now we can.
Awesome. Yeah.
And this first header section up here with all the contact information, that's all customizable, super easy for the user. This customize button here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that comes up. Take put in all this information. The logo URL. So that's just a link. A lot of companies just have a link up at the top of their logo up at the top of their website. You can just paste that same URL here.
Yep.
Use that. There's more customization that could go into this if the user wants, but we would handle that. Talk about that at a different time.
Right.
So that's the inventory report, and we also have packaging. Just like the previous FlightCheck, you have the option to compress it or just package it into a folder. Now we have, if you wanted to pass that package along to a third-party application, you can select that here. A lot of different options. If you want to, automatically mail it, you could set that up here. If you wanted to send it to a server, you could kind of set that kind of stuff up here. Detail view kind of gives an overview of what's being collected in the package. Again, highlights any missing elements you may have. Then down here we have a table, which actually does show all the different elements, the documents that can collect the original InDesign document, as well as PDF generated from the InDesign document. And you could optionally do an IDML if you have one of our Markz products.
Yeah.
So not getting into this too much, but basically the way this would work is if you had, say, ID Markz, you could select this, and at the time of the package, it would use ID Markz to convert the InDesign file to the IDML and include that IDML in the package.
Right.
So the apps work together all in an automated fashion.
Or more importantly, QXPmarks for taking a Quark file and making an IDML out of it,
Exactly. Or like you said, we're coming out with PDF Marks, so you do the same thing. You have the IDML with the PDF.
Right.
So lots of different flexibility there if you need something like that in your workflow. And again, for the list of fonts, you can see here again the preview of it. It does list the missing ones. If you need to, you could click there. You can navigate to the font to have it collect the proper font for you. The same with the images. You have missing images. Select them and navigate and make sure you get those in the package. Same way we talked about extracting embedded images one by one through the UI. If you wanted to extract those images in and have those included in the package, you could do that here.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a preference. If you have it on, they'll stay on all the time. Check them one off if you want. And here's the same inventory report I was showing before. Again, the different formats. So you could choose which formats you want to include in your package.
Yeah.
As well as there will be a package report. I'll go ahead and show you.
Well, there's no eagle.
And no squawk, huh?
Yeah, no squawk, yeah. Yeah, the seagull squawk.
Okay, so there's the package. Go ahead and view that. And here's the package report. Shows all that same information, what was included in the package. Here included the IDML, in the fonts, images, embedded images, as well as the reports.
And if you click on an image, oh, that's neat, yeah.
So these are actually some of the they were embedded and were extracted. So see them there. One to the inventory report.
Yeah, it's cool. You can see package, not package fonts. Yeah, handy.
Yeah, so there are the fonts that were collected, extracted images, PDF, and even the IDML with its low-res previews.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome.
So beyond that, if you want to look at the automation preferences, we've been asked for things like simple workflows, being able to set up a hot folder, to pre-flight the file and send a report, through things like email. So we tried to make those kinds of tasks super simple through the automation. So if you want to create an HTML report when the document's open, you can choose to do relative or absolute path. You can choose an absolute path and have that go into this reports folder. I'll have it renamed to avoid overwriting. In this case, I'll set this up to do open the report in. I'm going to tell it to open that in my email app that I use. Quark. Run a test here. Open this up on my other screen back here. Created the report. Set up the email with the report as an attachment. So, if you want to do it this way, the email is ready for you to go. Who you're going to write it to.
Yeah.
Just fill in what you need to fill in.
Yeah.
You can use splits if you need to. So that's one super easy way to do it. If you want to take a step further than that and actually use it with hot folders, with Dave, I had set this up before. So we have a Dropbox account, this incoming folder here, which has Automator action on it to simply pass any incoming files into FlightCheck. Super simple, just set up like that, pass it to FlightCheck. So now, get a test file.
And this can be done like this could be me dropping the file on the incoming folder on my desktop.
Exactly.
Like as a so-called customer. Yeah.
Okay, in the incoming, there's the email.
Oh yeah.
Attachment being sent.
Yeah. David Peterson's going to be wondering what he's getting, but there's two Davids here. But anyway, that's neat.
Yeah, so we'll get some examples of how to set up simple workflows like that, get some tutorials. But the hope is that we could set up some examples and then users could take it from there and really set up some more complex stuff that really handles their own situations.
Right.
But that was a general overview there of the products.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I mean, I think it's very interesting. Once again, though, we're not in the front line of the print workflow or at the publishing house or at the graphic design studio. So, yeah, we really need your feedback. Well, thank you, Eddie, for taking the time out to show this out of your programming schedule, something different for you today. And, so everyone watching, please share the video, leave comments below what you think, send us email on sales@markzware.com with your feedback. And also for the beta program, same email, sales@markzware.com. Let us know you'd like to sign up for the beta program, maybe with some feedback, what you saw here. And we'll sign you up to the beta program. And that might be also about 2 or 3 weeks, but then you'll get a beta. You can check it out, try it out, and get more specific feedback by actually having it on your desktop. So, we really need your feedback. What do you think? Is it something you would buy? Is something that's interesting? Those sort of things. Just let us know what you think.
Yeah, we'd like to know what we did well and what we could improve on, what we could add.
Right.
Really make the tool that you want to use as an end user.
Right. And keep in mind that, of course, we know it doesn't have ground control. That kind of stuff's coming in the future FlightCheck. So that's coming down the line. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Eddie, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. I know it's late for you. Probably getting some dinner time now, or?
Oh yeah, no problem. It's only 7 o'clock, so this is nothing. But thanks for taking the time, Eddie. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and we wish you all a fantastic day.
All right, have a good one.
So some really neat things. I just want to also add, in addition to send us an email on sales@markzware.com if you want to be in the beta program. Make sure you sign up here down here under all the way at the bottom under Contact Us. And down below here, always feel free to contact us, of course. Click on Join Our Mailing List, because then you'll get all the information when the new PDF Markz comes out, when the new FlightCheck Express comes out, etc. So please sign up to the mailing list as well. It's a great way to get notified when these new products or technologies come out.